In this lesson, we'll look at beam and framing annotation. So we're currently looking at a structural floor plan. And if I zoom in on that structural floor plan, specifically in the lower portion of it, I can see some of my beams are actually annotated or tagged. So how do we go about creating these annotations or tags to our structural beams? Well, one method is to tag by individual beam. To do that, let's go to the Annotate tab on your ribbon. All the way to the right, click Tag by Category. When the Tag by Category window appears, look at the actual options bar to verify our settings. One, we're going to align our tags vertically to the actual column or beam we tag this to. To load a tag, we can click Tags to load the tags or see the tags that we have available to tag with. In this case, here are my structural tags. So I do have one for braces and I do have one for beams. Likewise for columns and the other analytical or structural elements as well that are loaded within this project. Click OK. If you want a leader, you can apply with a leader, and then if there is a leader, you can have a distance space between the leader and the actual tag. In this instance here, I'm not choosing a leader. So all I have to do now is hover over a beam. When the beam is highlighted, you see the tag. Simply left click. To do another one, same scenario. And another one. Same thing for one of my horizontal beams. Select it, and those tags are aligned vertically with the actual beam. Click Modify in the upper left. That's more of a long process, especially if you have a lot of beams within the building to actually tag. Now, another process is you could pre-select your beams. For example, I could just drag a window selecting the beams that I currently see selected within this model. With these highlighted, and there's other elements highlighted as well, I can choose to filter out, if I want, anything but just the beams. So if you click Filter, here I can deselect the floors, the grids, maybe the span direction symbol, and the columns, but what I'm just going to leave is the structural framing elements. Click OK. Now with these structural framing elements selected, I can tag them all at once. To do this, go to the Annotate tab. On the Annotate tab, click Tag All. When the Tag All window appears, you have two options at the very top. To only tag what you've selected or to tag everything in the view. Now, below is a listing of what you're going to tag. So in this case, I want to tag my framing elements. You can see there's other elements too, trusses, rebar, columns, foundation, but in this instance, I'll just choose framing tag. On the very bottom, I could choose to use a leader and an offset length, and then choose how I want the tag oriented. Then just simply click OK, and it applies the tags to all of those columns or framing elements that were currently highlighted within this view. To deselect, just click in the background. So as a review, in this lesson we looked at beam and framing annotation. We looked at a floor plan view where we were seeing the structural elements. To tag those elements in this plan view, we went to the Annotate tab, and the first option was Tag by Category, where we actually chose the type of tag, we set the orientation of the tag, if we wanted a leader or not, and then click the beams one by one to produce a structural tag for the beam. Another option was Tag All, where you have two options within that option. One, select a whole series of beams, then choose Tag All to just tag those beams you selected, or you could do Tag All and tag all the beams in the current view.